Good evening, Ken at Tortoise Capital. This is the nightly strategy podcast for November 17th, 2020. Let's take a look at the market health check. Today we had a backing and filling kind of a day. Small range, finished slightly higher than it opened. There was a gap down, sold off briefly, had a recovery, and then came back about halfway to close still almost at Z2, but we've got the RL10 rolling over, touching the baby dragon. This could be another peak, the same way that we're seeing this as a peak and a sell-off. I'd be looking at support at the 2-day low, not lower than the upper skin of the dragon, in order to protect against a move back to the Bollinger Band mean. Today the 10-day low was here. Tomorrow it's going to be here. And the 10 and the 30-day high remain here at 364, right at the Z2 level. That's also a peak price. The PSAR will move up to about 344 tomorrow, almost co-equal with the Bollinger Band mean. Bollinger Band mean still continuing to move up. So the PSAR is accelerating as fast as it can. The RL30 is still showing health. So this is tentatively still very strong, with the price still closing above the previous two humps of the RL10 and the Dragon. So that looks favorable. Taking a look at the sectors that worked today. So, we had the S&P. Let's see where else we got here. The Russell at 0.47. The Dow gave back a little bit at 0.56. And Treasuries, where are you at? And Treasuries came in at plus 2/3, 158.81. Big news was in Tesla getting added to the S&P 500. It was up at 1.14%, but closed with a respectable 8% gain. Devon Energy, Alcoa, Brazil, oil exploration, our favorite here, PBW, clean energy and energy sector. So it was mostly the non-techs today. The big cloud-based techs were just up on Capitol Hill getting slaughtered in front of the Senate today. I think it's much ado about nothing. In the negative today, we had finance, materials, Japan, consumer discretionary, even wheat and precious gave back some. Tech was down to 0.6. Healthcare down 0.65. And again, you can see, Apple, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, all suffering today. Even Bellwether, Home Depot giving back 2.5% today. So, except for energy, and materials, this was not a good day in the market. But stay focused on finding the movers. This is a quick look at a continuation pattern on our PBW. I'm sorry, this is DIA. Our PBW trade. So this is, we have swing trades that are on the weekly and the daily charts. This is the turbo trade in support of both of those. The first effort was a collapsing dragon down, scratched, became a supported spring crossing, added a second position when it broke above the Z3, a third position when it broke above Z3 pinch, cashed in the usual place, re-entered fractional loss, re-entered short, scratch, re-entered long, got lucky and paid off with a managerial exit here. I should have exited up in here after the Z3 excursion and selling off, but I was committed to the Bollinger Band mean. Now this is the let's see, where's the Dow? Is this DIA? Yeah, so that's DIA, I'm sorry. And then here's PBW, sorry. So we had a long with a -1. I thought about stopping and reversing, but I was committed to the long side. For the turbo, here's the supported spring crossing. I considered a second position when it crossed out of Z1. I thought about a position when it crossed the VWAP. I wanted to see it get clear of all this. And now when it crossed above the Z3, I added the second position. Third position when it broke above the previous Z3. Took a sniper exit, managerial exit, a breakout. This is an emerging dragon. I thought about a second position here on a Kata 2, but didn't, and then basically scratched. Then the next Kata 2, where you have a high, a lower, a low, a higher low, and then an RLXD followed by a second one, and this ended up cashing this just a little bit later, so the second position scratched, so we made a little bank inside here. Quick look at the dailies. Oh boy. Still bullish normal, overbought on everything except the 3-day. Still risk on in risk Z. The ADX is still manageable here. This is the risk Z, favoring the swing side. No channeling or overreactions on the, which is natural because we have had a strong upward move. The min pains are the ones closest to their 10-day high. Max pains are the ones that are furthest away. I think those two right there look very interesting. Microsoft and Home Depot, along with Pfizer. And it may be Facebook coming into a value zone. In the Dow 30, just a ton of dojis today. A handful of good symbols, better than 2 to 1. Some breakouts in Boeing, and then in DuPont and Goldman Sachs. DuPont especially should be interesting for us. Handful of dojis in the ETFs. A few test out well on the auto framer. Asia less Japan as a breakout. Mexico is a breakout. Brazil is a breakout. So it's all the globals. And then you have Latin America, and then only IWM breaking out on the among the U.S. But today the story was energy and oil exploration. That could be from the saber rattling there between Saudi and Iran. Crazy. Defensive plays, treasuries, gold, even Home Depot now testing out well on the auto framer. I like McDonald's and Microsoft in here. And even the tech sector should get some recovery once they get past the Senate. Daily squeezes. Lots of good names in here. Apple, actually the first three are all you need. Apple, Tech, and Caterpillar. But I do like that S&P is in there in posturing, and Honeywell. Being dominated by the strength of the move lately in the summer, everywhere you look, so nothing much to choose from there in terms of seasonality. And big winners today, DuPont and Boeing, no surprise there. And a nice chunk of internationals plus energy testing out well. Gold and silver have got to be coming into a value play here pretty soon. If we get any kind of sell-off in the markets, look for nice moves now that there's some room for them to run. All right, that's everything I got for you. Let's get this posted and published, and we will be ready for you in the chat room tomorrow. Take good care.